I could do this all day.
Hey everybody, this is Good Feeling Film, and today I bring you a very anticipated and special review, my first early non-spoilers review of Captain America Civil War. Now, I've been very excited about this movie ever since I heard about it, and I went in with high expectations. Even though Batman v Superman taught me to pull back a little, I went to a fan screening of this movie, so that just added to my excitement. So let me talk about why this movie was straight up awesome. First thing on many people's minds was this seems more like an Avengers 2.5, but it isn't at all. Yes, there are a lot of other heroes, but this is a Captain America story. He is the main focus and he is at the center of everything. Chris Evans proved again he is a great Captain America and he had a great performance. Next to him was Robert Downey Jr. as Tony Stark, and he served his role in the film. He put in the same heart and soul as he always does into Iron Man. All the performances really were spot on. It'd take a while to go through all of them since there is so many characters. That's probably something I'll do in my spoilers review. But there are three characters I want to talk about since they are making their on-screen debuts. Two of them would be Black Panther and Spider-Man. So Black Panther going in, I was looking forward to this character tremendously. He looks awesome, and when you have an actor like Chadwick Boseman playing him, that makes it even better. He killed it in this movie, and I can't wait for his standalone. He served a unique role in the film, but it served the story wonderfully, and every time he showed up on screen, the crowd lost it. Next up is Spidey. Now, obviously, we have seen this character before, and comic book fans are no stranger to Peter Parker. However, this is the first time we see Spider-Man in the MCU, which is a totally different ballgame. The character was played by Tom Holland. He is a very young 19-year-old British actor. And let me just say, I love this Spider-Man. His screen time was not too little, not too much, but just right. And by God, he made every second he was on screen count. I love the suit. We saw it in the trailer, and some people weren't big fans. I dug it when I first saw it, and I liked it even more in the film. I honestly think that from his small appearance in Civil War, Tom Holland's Spider-Man is my favorite version of the character as of yet. Now, I don't want to say anything outright just yet, but I'll have to wait and see how his standalone movie turns out. Now, the last new character I want to discuss is Baron Zemo. Now, we all know that Marvel doesn't do the greatest job with their villains, the exception being, Loki and Red Skull. But Baron Zemo, really, he was alright. I didn't love his villain character, but I didn't hate it. It didn't take me out of the movie at all. It was just another force that the superheroes had to deal with. But overall, he was fine. Wasn't the worst villain ever. Characters aside, how was the story, the tone, the directing? Well, they were gripping, intense, and beautifully executed. Another big concern on fans' minds was this fight going to be real, and were these characters going for blood? Or is it just going to be a play fight? Well, it was no play fight, my friends. They went at it, and from the start of the film, we are thrown into the story of either joining forces with the government or being considered a criminal. And that's what I loved about this film. It was really psychologically driven and made you pick sides, which is what the whole marketing campaign was about. But it worked, and that is in large part due to the excellent directing by the Russo brothers. They did it in Winter Soldier, and they proved themselves again with this movie. The action was probably the best I've ever seen in any comic book movie to date. The airport scene that we see in the trailer with the two teams facing off might be one of the most badass fight scenes ever. I was just sitting in my chair with my mouth open in awe because I couldn't believe what I was watching. The cinematography was great, the writing was great, this movie was fantastic. Now, I sadly have two issues with the movie. They could be seen as minor or major, it depends. First was the CGI, and I think this was a very small issue. Although the CGI was great in some scenes, during some particular moments I could notice it quite well, although the movie did such a great job of launching the scenes where I did notice the CGI into another scene that was so amazing. The noticeable CGI flew over my head, but then I noticed it around 3 times in the movie. And my biggest issue with the film was going back to those weak villains, Crossbones. When I heard they cast Frank Grillo in the role, I was happy and intrigued by what they were going to do with this character. Trying not to give any spoilers, his character was just weak and misused in my eyes. He wasn't as large as a threat as I hoped he would have been. But that is really it. Everything else about this film I absolutely adore. It is such a great theater experience and such a brilliant movie. I want to say it is up there as one of my favorite superhero movies of all time, but I'd like to see it one more time before I say anything for sure. But now I gotta rate this thing, and this movie blew me away. I'm so happy. I want to see this thing again. And I'm gonna give Captain America Civil War a 9.7 out of 10. This thing is unreal, and I can't wait for all of you guys to see it. Anyways, guys, that will do it for my review of Captain America Civil War. Let me know in the comments how excited you guys are about this movie and what side are you on? Are you Team Cap or Iron Man? Please subscribe and like the video, and I'll catch you guys next time.